should be live.
Should be live.
Not should be. We are live.
Okie dokie.
100%.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. There's Quindy LaRue.
God, it's like she doesn't have a life. She's always in our chat. It's wild, isn't it?
She's focused. And
she resubscribed and said rude.
Wooed. We did it. It's Friday. We made it to another week. Ahoy, ahoy. Ding dong diddly. What a great name.
It is.
How's the audio? How's the things? Should be good this week. Last week was a little scuffed, but we made it work. A little bit out. Yeah, I probably am. We're checking the focus on the cameras. Oh, whoa. Oh, earthquake. Yeah, it's not tight on the bottom. It's kind of loose on the connection point. We're just moving around. That's fine. Earthquake. Yeah, I have a red outline. Yeah, the lighting is, they took the lights down because they're redoing all the lighting in here for things. They're kind of building something new for the TVs. We'll talk about it when it's finished, but they're redoing some stuff in here, so we put up some alternative lights while we're fixing that. So you can kind of see there's a weird shadow behind me on the green screen. Yeah, right there, or this side. But that's fine. We can deal with these lights for a week, and then they'll get the new ones fixed. Say you're possessed? Yeah, maybe I won't have to come into work if that's the case. So we had a big storm here last night. Did you have any issues, Justin? I don't know where he went. Did you go to the bathroom? I think Justin went to the bathroom. Where'd he go? But we had a big storm here. Oh, there you are. Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a big storm here. You know, there was a tornado that touched down near my house. It wasn't too bad. Rain all over the place. But a lot of the employees here went home early yesterday because our managers were like, hey, bad weather. If you want to go home, you can go home. So we left a little bit early yesterday. Thank goodness. Because I needed to get gas and other stuff. Hey, Albevazen, what's up? I need to send you an email about ReaperCon stuff. And possibly, I think you mentioned wanting to help out with Board Game Geek Con, maybe, possibly. I'll be putting out on Reaper Live next week. I'll ask for volunteers as well for Board Game Geek. You guys can come hang out with me at Board Game Geek Con for 3 or 4 days. It should be a fun time. I plan to bring a bunch of games and set up a TV or two with a presentation for Reaper. Just send me an email, Albevazen, because I don't know if I'm sure I have your email. I'm just sure I don't know it. It's just john@reapermini.com, Jon. No H, Jon. Justin's messing with some stuff. But yeah, it's been an eventful week here. Looked at some stuff, did some things. Today, one of my main goals today is to look at the website for ReaperCon and help with the theme and stuff, and see if anybody in chat has good like theming ideas for the tabletop website, because I am not good at that type of stuff. But it'll be fun to mess around with, and I can talk about updates to ReaperCon that I got done today, and kind of what we expect in the coming weeks for ReaperCon. But we'll let people file in, because I think we went early. We went live a little bit early. But we'll let people file in and get ready. You guys should be able to hear the music. We're in our lovely tavern brought to you by Monster Energy. But yeah. You're making a lot of noise over there. Just a little bit. I don't know if they can hear you, actually. Not sponsored? I wish. But yeah. What are you doing?
Behind the scenes.
Oh. Is that a thing?
No. We're going to make it a thing.
But I have a bunch of paint jobs to look at. We could talk about Reaper Challenge League and things like that. We could check to see what people are doing on Twitch, because I had a fun time looking at that last week. And talk about what everybody's doing. We went and watched Cocaine Bear last weekend. It was a good time. You know, it's kind of a movie where you go and you get some drinks and you laugh and have some fun. It's obviously you're not going there to be compelled by dialogue and storyline, but
You know, it's a true story.
I know. I know about the true story. True crime. It's more about like drug dealers and stuff, all that stuff. It's an interesting story. It's pretty funny. I know he's taxidermied in like North Carolina or something like that, in a mall somewhere. But yeah, the set is getting closer to being completed. We got all of the shelves on risers. You guys will see that next Thursday. So we got all of the shelves up on risers, and then we're gonna start filling them with stuff. We need kind of some ideas of what to fill them with. We talked about, you know, asking people to send stuff in, or kind of what we want to put in there. Oh, it's too dark. They can't see.
I can see everything.
Here, I can turn the light.
Yeah, perfect.
So, there you go. So the shelves are kind of up on risers. You can kind of see there. I'm turning the light so you can see. Spooky. There you go. But we're putting stuff up there. Hey, Roger. Gotta go back to the set here. There we go. Hey-ya! Whoosh. Now with karate chop action. Not sponsored. Hey, Roger, what's up? Kodiak, you guys kind of got a little sneak peek of the set from last week. But we need to add a lot more stuff to it. Right now it's a lot of the old stuff. I want to add a bunch of new stuff to it. That'd be a good time. But yeah. Gotta fix my earpiece. The second season of Carnival Row came out. I've been watching that. Also, Mandalorian Episode 1, Season 3 came out this week. And then we got Last of Us, the penultimate episode, coming out, I think, Sunday.
Wait, second to last.
Second to last, penultimate, yeah. It's like the right before the ultimate. Right before the peak, the ending. Yeah, this Sunday. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Pedro Pascal, you know. A lot of people have been calling it Double Daddy Week. So we got Pedro on Pedro on Pedro. And I think he's obviously like a big actor right now. The next big thing that I'm excited for is John Wick, Chapter 4. I'm excited for that. Justin, did you have any bad weather last night?
Yeah, it got really windy.
Yeah, just a lot of people in our neighborhood had their fences and stuff kind of knocked over.
Yeah.
Or like loose boards. Some of the shingles on people's houses came off.
Yeah, it was incredibly windy.
It was pretty gnarly.
We lost power for like a second.
Yeah. It was real gnarly.
Then it came back.
It was funny because the tornado siren started going off by my house, and me and Sarah went outside the front door, and we were looking outside, and when we stepped outside the front door, we looked down the street, and all the neighbors were standing out in their front yards, or like at their front doors in their little patios. So we were all waving at each other, you know, doing the friendly, like, you good? But
Is this afterwards or?
during the tornado sirens.
I love how that it seems to be people's natural propensity to just go outside when they hear that stuff.
And go look?
Yeah. Oh, let's go find it.
If I saw a tornado, I would get, you know, in the bathtub in the central room. But
I was cooking dinner. I didn't stop cooking dinner. But by the time I was done cooking dinner, the storm was over. So.
yeah, I just wanted to see where it was at. But it was weird because I got home and I was like, oh, it's pretty okay out. It's a little windy. It's fine. I went outside, let my dog out. We're playing in the backyard. I come inside, I feed her, and then I go to sit down on my computer, and then immediately the sirens start going off. This is like a span of like 25 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's like cloudy and dark and windy AF. And I was like, wow, that happened real fast. But it also came and went as fast as it happened. It felt like it just kind of just blew right over us really quickly. Tornado watching. My dad used to get the video camera, Yeah, there were some people in Haslett that were like amateur storm chasers, and they have a video of a tornado that touched down near the target over there. So, bunch of crazy people, man. So chat, I'll give you guys. Thanks for the 40 months, Valendar. The big 4-0. That's my next like major birthday, I think. Do people celebrate majorly their 35th birthdays? I don't know. It just feels like after 21, it's like 21, 30, and then obviously 40, 50, 60, 70. People aren't like, yes, 37. You know what I mean? It's kind of like my next one is 30 or 40. Quindy. Good one. That was Justin. I didn't say anything. Thank you, Quindy, for the resub. That was old Jubbin over there.
What'd I do?
It says Quindy said, "Why do I get insulted when I resub, but other people get thanked?"
Oh yeah, well stop being like so Quindy and maybe
Hey, Quanky dog. Quanky. It's Friday. We're happy dog today. We're happy dog. So I'll give chat the option. We could look at paint jobs. So look at paint jobs. We could look at the theme for the ReaperCon website. We can look at the theme for that, and also look at what the classes are going to look like when you go to buy your tickets. Or what else do I got? I know I have something else. Basically, I have a bunch of ReaperCon stuff to show you, but look at paint jobs as well as is on my other things of list. Things of list to look at. Also, we could talk about any ideas that we have for the card game for ReaperCon, because people have been asking me all week about it, and I think we could do something, but I don't know what to do. I'm drawing a blank at the moment with my brain. I know Kara has a massive mini spread this week. Yes, I took a picture. I have the picture, Valendar, of that. Do a dance? Summon bug lips? Oh, a chant. Dance and chant. Dance and chant. Dance and chant. Man, that's hard to say. Dance and chant. Bug lips is over there. He's right here. Hold on, I'll go get him. I'll get him out of his little duct. Actually, he's attached. He's attached to the air duct. He can't leave. He's stuck there forever. He's attached to the air duct. I can't get him. Sorry. Hey, Peter Rooster. But did you guys have any preferences on what you guys would like to look at first? Just let me know, and we can do that. Woohoo! I had a decently sized lunch. Justin, where'd you go for lunch? I saw you leave and come back.
Chicken Express, as always.
Chicken Express.
I eat that damn place primarily because it's quick.
Did you get okra?
I ordered okra. They gave me fries.
Oh, cringe.
Which is rare. They don't really mess up orders there, really.
Yeah, they really don't.
It's very rare.
I stopped going there when they stopped giving serendipity sauce or packets.
I've got like 100 of them up here in this thing.
Yeah,
so.
That doesn't change my resolve to not go there.
Is this a boycotting Chicken Express?
Yes, I'm boycotting Chicken Express.
Well, maybe it wasn't economical.
Yeah, it's weird seeing shadow. Yeah, sorry, it's the shadow. We're redoing the lighting in here, and so we have some kind of makeshift lighting that we kind of put up just for this really quick. They were working on taking down the lights, and they're doing some stuff with them that's going to make this space a little bit better to work in. Cool organization. A man has to have principles, that's right. One of the coolest things I think they're doing, right, Justin? I don't know if this is still the case, but I guess most people don't know how we have our TV set up. I kind of want to take some pictures of it to show you guys, but in the middle of the room, we have like this column that's kind of built. It's like a portable thing that can be moved around, but we have both TVs hanging from it, and that's how I can see myself and I can see chat. So I can see you guys typing and I can see what you guys see. And the idea, I think, is to hang something from the ceiling that's on some kind of lazy Susan or pivot thing. And so I think that's the goal. So the TVs can rotate in a circle, 360, around the room. Is that right, Justin? Yeah? And so that way, if we're anywhere we are in the studio, if I'm over here, if we're on the set over there, if we end up using something back over there, we can just kind of go in a circle and use this whole space for things. Oh! Ah! Photoshop. This is a prime Photoshop opportunity. Well, maybe we can do that at the end. We can drop the green screen and you guys we can think of some funny stuff to green screen. It looks like a Dark Souls invader. Is it really that bad? Oh, I guess right here it's pretty bad. But it's when I get behind this thing.
I'm trying to adjust it here so that it's less of a problem.
It's when I stand behind the laptop.
It's when you double the shadows, yeah.
Yeah. So I could move the light to help with that, but
That's fine.
it's fine.
Construction in this area is almost done anyway, so.
But yeah. Oh, I think I got a good list. I know last week we talked about a list of miniatures to take for the BGG Paint Con, or Paint and Take. BGG Con Paint and Take. And also probably for future Paint and Takes. I think I got a good list of about 7 to 8 models. I got to run them by Ron to make sure they're okay. Got to run them by Dave, make sure they're okay. But then they're ready to go. You died. Let's look at some paint jobs, shall we? We'll do paint jobs for a little bit. I got some right here. There we go. Let me make sure. My screen. There we go. Just adjusting everything. This is from Kuroneko. Kuroneko did this one. Love us some Kuroneko on the forums and Discord. But look at this jewel. Nice little faceted jewel lines there. I love this ranger just because obviously I'm a sucker for like capes and cowls, but this is like kind of like a leaf pattern all the way around the edge of her cape and cloak, what you can see right here. This kind of patterned leaf print all the way around the edge. I think that's lovely. And also the shape of the bow. I think the shape of the bow is pretty cool. It feels very like sylvan, elfy, like forest elfy vibes. But yeah. Buglips, hey, Buglips is here. Yeah, I was doing a little song and dance to get you to come here. Nobody clipped it though, so it doesn't exist. So, my bad. But yes, shout out to Kuroneko. Bonk. Oh, who's this? Oh, Minx. Minxlet did this. Cool little spread of all the Bones 5 mer people. Oh, TOS. TOS. I got it covered up, Justin, don't worry. I got it covered up, TOS. But shout out to Minx for doing all of these. These are pretty sick. I think I talked about these before, but with all the different scale colors and things like that. So I think it's fine. I don't have to cover them up. I'm sure it's fine. Hey, Twitch, this is art, okay? Yeah. No, you're fine. But, whoa! No, it's totally fine. But and maybe I could just cover it up like this. I'm too small. But I like the shimmering scales, especially on this one right here, this blue one, right behind me. I think that one's fun and cool. Sucker for this green one too. It's kind of like seafoam greenway, but it's nice. I like the way that I think it was Christine Van Patten that sculpted these. The motion in them is really nice. I'm sure Ron had a lot of input, and Christine kind of worked on all these as well. But just the hair and stuff. I know we've talked about it before, but all the different types of hair and the movement and stuff like that, it really feels like they're underwater. So, bonk. Who's next? Oh, this one was sick. This was from Sibak, Steven. This was the Ogre Clubber, one of them, one of the big ogres that came out in Bones USA recently. But obviously with some sculpted armor on, because Normally this guy is just kind of a hulking, just has a loincloth kind of guy. But this is cool. He sculpted a whole kind of outfit, like kind of this scale pattern cloak and armor. Oh, this is cool. It's such a cool idea. Never thought about doing that. Looks like a pirate captain. Yeah, he does. I like his little cute little crop top. Yeah, his little belly poking out in the middle. It's cute. And the little plated shoulder pads. This is a nice little cool addition. You know, this is kind of, I don't really see a lot of people taking something that doesn't have clothes and adding clothes to it. It's not really something I see a lot of the times for green stuff and stuff. Also, cool little paint job here. Either this kind of looks like dried blood or kind of like a rusty thing. It looks like a pinball machine, like this. Ding, 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 ding. Bumping. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, dude, I love pinball. Pinball gets me hyped. But this is pretty sick, especially because he looks like he's some kind of squid farmer or something down here. This little bucket right here is filled with little tiny squids and octopuses. But it's pretty sick. So shout out to Steven. I think there might be another picture of this one. Oh, no. I did want to talk about this. This is from The Peasant over on the Discord. This is from The Peasant. And
I'm sure they've got a name, John. That's really rude.
well, sorry, that's their name on Discord is The Peasant.
Sure it is.
It's pretty sick.
I think you're referring to them as a peasant, John.
Peasant. But this, I'll explain this. So I believe this was a big project that they were working on. It was supposed to be a Christmas present to all of his players in their D&D game, him and his brother and all the people they play D&D with. But he took all of their characters, so you can see the portraits, for instance, right here. You can see the portraits in the middle. So these were the portraits that they were using for their game on these little pictures right here. Those are the portraits they were using. And they took all of those pictures and turned them into characters. You know, even specifically painting them, like for instance, the old man, you can see that he has kind of this gradient in his beard profile. I wonder if I can zoom in real quick. Oops. So, wait for it to load. But yeah, you can see kind of how he has this gradient in his beard, and then it kind of goes down this way. So that was pretty sick. Let's see, he has a familiar. So you can see the familiar's logo right here. That's the logo that they use. And he kind of took the little sturge bat, and kind of sculpted it a little bit to make it look like that. And then number 2 looks like this kind of drow ranger looking thing. So kind of like a drow ranger. But I just love that he took the portraits and he kind of painted the faces to look like the portraits you can see there. So I thought that was pretty sick. Let's see, middle. Yeah, so this one's my favorite of all of them, the number 2. So looks like some kind of maybe Kinku, Tengu bar or like thief ranger. And so you can see they replaced, because normally this thing has a sword. And so they replaced it with like a keyring, maybe some kind of bard or maybe some kind of makeshift tambourine, or it's a rogue with keys. But I thought this was super cool. This project was awesome. So, but he presented it to all of his players as a present to all of them, and he made 2 copies of each. So that's why you see up here where it says number 1 and number 2. So he made 2 copies of each, one for the DM and one for the players. So he made one for all the players and one for the DM for everybody's character. And so he did that to all of them. And I think that is a super cool project. And this was sea glass, probably like a turtle barbarian. This is it right here, sea glass. Turtle barbarian. Turtle barbarian. So I thought that was pretty sick. I wanted to show that off. I thought that was really cool. I might show this on Reaper Live next week if I can do this for Reaper Live. I want to show this off for Reaper Live next week. So shout out to the peasant on this big project that he did for his players. I believe this is Kara. Yeah. This one has like a two-parter. We'll kind of blow this up. So this is Kara's Dwarfs from the Dwarf King's Crypt expansion for Bones 5. Obviously, a lot of people might have seen these. But obviously, very classic dwarves. I think these were sculpted by Tom Mason. Very big very big beard. I love that this is kind of like a Duragar dark dwarf with the darker skin, maybe like some kind of sand dwarf. Super cool, and I like that she kind of did different beard styles and colors as well, light brown, gray, into the more like kind of blonde, dirty blonde beards, and then over here with the darker style. So super cool. Shout out to Kara. Whoa, ta-da! I like her style. Very cartoon. So Kara came from like a cartoonist background, and that's why it can kind of show that way. And then now, this was from Deathly Hallowell. So Deathly Hallowell commented to Kara's picture on Discord and said, "Dwarf off." And so I think they put them in the same exact order that she had them. I think they might be in the same order, but it's funny because he did this as a Duragar too, like a dark dwarf. That's what makes me think that he copied the paint scheme, but they might not be in the same order now that I look at the beards. But it's close enough. He added this one too, the one with the crossbow. Maybe he just took all of his dwarfs that he painted, but this is Deathly, or her, I don't know, Deathly Hallowell on Discord. But they painted pretty much all the same dwarfs. And they said beard off, dwarf off. So I thought that was pretty funny. Oh, this is from Clavicus. Clavicus did this one. This was obviously the mermaid bar from Bones 5. The mermaid bar. Very fun. I kind of like that it's leaning over here on this side. Nice little effect with painting the yellow, kind of giving off light down here. I also like that the barrels are not all the same color. Some of them are more weathered than others and darker and lighter. I think that's a nice text, like, you know, pleasing to the eye instead of them all being the same color. But I like it a lot. Good terrain. Your little seaside bar there. Who's this? The peasant, again, Justin, with his peasant paint job. The peasant.
I hope that if this person's watching, I'm sorry John is disrespecting you this way.
The peasant.
It's probably Quindy. Got him.
her second account. But yeah, it's this little group of hobbits or halflings or whatever, a little adventuring party. What's my favorite? Okay, my favorite sculpt out of these four is probably the one with the lantern. This one, the red. Favorite paint job? It's kind of tough. I kind of like this yellow and blue one here. That seems like a fun paint job. But my favorite sculpt out of these is this one. I think that one's cool. Cool. The peasant. Ah, Sabby. So Sabby B did this one. I took one picture of it. There was multiple angles and different rotations of it all, but it's just kind of a cool little cartoon style of it, especially like around the eyes. You can really see it pop where it has that kind of black liner around the eyes there. But it also it felt kind of cartoony style, shell shaded a little bit because you can see the black lines in the kelp, and then the black lines obviously around the eye and stuff. It felt very cell shaded to me at first glance, but I am unsure. But I think this one's very fun. This was the giant catfish, but they painted it to be like a giant koi catfish. This was very fun. I think the most common problem with this one in shipping and production was the whiskers of the catfish would break off, just because they're so kind of thin and long. They would break off. Shell shaded, yeah, cell shaded. So shout out to Sabby. There's a lot of good paint, a lot of good photos in there too. Let's see here. This was Chris C did this one. Obviously a cool little dark pattern there. It looks like maybe the middle loincloth broke. So I thought there was supposed to be a middle kind of loincloth thing down here. It looks like it broke. I could be wrong, but I also love that the helmet has a slight red tint to it. It's obviously a different color compared to the rest of the armor, but it's a cool like red, dark red metal. And then obviously with the horns are kind of like dark, they kind of look a little bit muddied, and maybe they're dried blood on them, maybe, possibly. But I think that I like the slight darker red metal. Bug lips, that's a good one. That's so good. Steve Dean did this one. We love us a good Aileen, the cleric. Like I said, I love showing this model off. I think this is one of our, I don't know, probably one of my favorite models that we make. Just because of everybody's paint job seems to be killer on this one. I just love it. Just love the aesthetic of it all. Also, this is giving me like really good like Crusader. The color scheme is like Crusader vibes to me, but. But yes, shout out to Steve. Look at that face too. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. I think that's as far as I can get. No, I lied to you. I can get closer. Look at that face. That face looks good. That thing looks incredible. I also love that there's like a little nick right here in the armor, like a little scratch down the armor there. Woo, ooh, baby. That's a good one. Oh, spider warning. Spider warning. If anybody's afraid of spiders. I am afraid of spiders, but I know that this is a miniature. But I won't stand it for very long. But Spiders of Imrith Coal diorama. This thing is sick. Nice, you know, like cotton ball, kind of spindly thread everywhere. This spider up here, the one coming out of the tunnel. Super, super sick diorama from Lachlan M. But this super sweet diorama. Oh, this one's awesome. They added a lot of extra stuff to it as well, with the little egg, like putting the painting on the eggs and the cavern. Ah, this thing is cool. Speaking of dioramas, we got the Mandapar Pass. Mandapar. But this is Mandapar. My favorite touch to this one is the addition of all these little seats of snow sitting on the nose, sitting on the little ledges, all like just kind of resting there. I think that's a chef's kiss addition. Here's the Sherpa, the dwarf Sherpa, that kind of showing the adventurers up the mountain. Then they get ambushed by these two Yetis right there. Graz Yetis, you know what I mean? Also like that there's kind of like a blue hint in the eyes of the skull. So, small, nice little blue hint in the eyes right there. Ah, the classic like Raceland generic wizard miniature, but this one's really nice. Nice like attempt at an OSL here. It's pretty sick. Getting off that soft blue light right there along the edge. Sick. Especially comes down here to the floor as well. The gravel on the ground here. Nice classic wizard. I had a guy come into the store because I was eating my lunch earlier today in the game store. And the store wasn't open yet, but they came by and I let them in. They were like, yeah, I'm looking for a wizard. And I was like, I got you, fam. And I showed him this one. Yeah. And he bought it. Sucker. No, I'm just kidding. This is a great miniature for a wizard. Especially, I like to point that one out for like people that are new, like people that it's like their first time playing a wizard or they've never played D&D before, because they you know generically know kind of what a basic wizard looks like. Basic wizard. This is from E. David, but the lovely giant skeleton. I remember making this bad boy in metal. It was a pain. I'm so glad that he's in Bones Classic and stuff. But the cool little additions to this one is that they added like little grass tufts right here around his waist And then obviously attaching it to the base down here helps a lot. But this hammer hitting the ground was really good for support for this miniature, allowing it to have 3 points of contact. Obviously it's a big model, didn't want it to droop over. Also, nice touch having your Sir 4 scale here to kind of like show the scale, baby. A little moss on the hips, you know, get you the lips. Kissing. Who is this? Jimmy. So Jimmy Macias, you guys probably know that name by now, but Jimmy Macias, lovely, lovely paint jobs as always. But I like this one particularly for the glowing eyes here, either casting a spell or being mind controlled or, you know, any of that. But also this nice little stripe along the cape here. Lovely, lovely, lovely shape and pattern. Pretty nice, because that's obviously, you're gonna have to freehand that bad boy on there. But man, nice color schemes as well. Purple blending. Also a cool weapon. Cool mace. That cloak, yeah, it's pretty sexy. This is an old metal model, I believe. Old school. Ah, here's a cool one. Daniel painted the wild folk from Bones 5. I think this is kind of one of the first times I've seen these painted up, these little wild folks here. But obviously, cool skin tone, natural wild folk, like kind of furbo, kind of what you would expect. Yeah, I think my favorite's the Traveler, like this Traveler one. I think that's kind of one of my favorite sculpts of these three. I like that he painted the runes of red along the staff there. So, whoop whoop. And then, from Mike Norman, painting the Dragon Folk Wizard. Cool little kind of effect here along the staff. Well, let me show you. They're right here. So the staff, you can see the kind of spiraling wood all the way up. Then it alternates and gets into this different color. And then it kind of has these either growths or crystals or the wood peeking through. That's the other color. I think that's a cool touch. Also love the color scheme of the red and blue combo. I think that's very fun with the kind of like the blue trim with the red outer coat and then the blue kind of silk satin robe underneath. I think that's a cool combination. It's a really cool paint job because this kind of implies kind of a higher up, more regal dress. So I think that's pretty sick. Oh, Vakaroha. We haven't seen Vakaroha in a while. But this was her little zombie pirates that she painted up. And I really liked the kind of, the overall spectralness of it. Because it kind of has this overall hint of like a seafoam green, a skeletal key, a verdigris, and it just kind of has it all over. Especially like on the base, if you kind of look at the bases, they're kind of, they have that slight spectral highlight hint color going on there. I like the spectralness of it. You always love a good spectral. So shout out to Becca. Old man Chambers. Old Patrick Chambers. I love me some Patrick Chambers. But these are a couple of adventuring parties that he did recently. I also kind of like that the bases are like progressing. So like you go from like all the way at the end, down there. Oh, 1 second. I didn't yawn, I turned around. You didn't see nothing. But how it progresses along the bottom. And it gets kind of progressively rockier maybe, or like they're going up, or they're going down into some grasslands. But yeah, I also like kind of like hint of colors that are kind of shared between the three, kind of tie them together a little bit. But I always love his cloth textures. I love me some Patrick Chambers cloth textures, particularly like this blue right here. Baba. Oh, this one's fun. Sylvain. The Sylvain dwarf. So I liked this one a lot for the shield. The shield, this gold kind of brass, like outer rimming along the shield there is lovely. Also, the addition of the mud on the edge of the cloak there, because obviously he's going to be traveling, fighting. It's going to drag across the ground, get all muddy. A lovely touch. And I think I have the front. Ah, I lost it. The front of it is also interesting because it has green MMM. I love to see it. I always love it when this choice is made. It kind of, like I said in the past, I think it feels more magical, like it's some kind of magic enhanced armor, and that's kind of what, whenever I see this green color on armor, that's what it kind of gives me, or like some kind of dragon armor or something like that. But the edge there is nice. But yeah. So shout out to, who's this again? Sylvain. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Wait, why can't I zoom in on that? It's not letting me zoom. Joke's on you. I can zoom all I want. So, let me zoom out actually. I went too far. There we go. So, this was the promo that came out, what's today? Is today the 3rd or the 2nd? 3rd? So it came out 2 days ago. This came out on the 1st. This is this month's promo. Obviously, most of you have seen it, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit as well. Painted by Michael Proctor. We showed this up on ReaperLive. This was the little banner I made for Facebook. This is our Discord banner and our Facebook, Twitter banner for this month. Just showing you what it looks like from all angles. Also, the print. This was the 3D print that this model is printed. That's what it looks like when you get it. And then obviously you can make it look like this if you dare or try. Very lovely Michael Proctor, obviously lovely cloth texture right here with the outer hemming down here, that free-handed hemming. The scratched kind of busted shield, you can see it better over here with the scratches and things like that, and the kind of the glinting going downwards in the middle. I love the pose. I think what I like most is the pose. That's what I like the most. Just because he's kind of like doing some kind of presentery kind of thing. I would kind of think this is some kind of ceremony, or maybe he's like praying, or he just got done, or he's about to like pray to a sword or something like that. You know, all the paladin shenanigans that you would expect. Holiness. Kara. So this was, if you guys went to ReaperCon last year, you probably saw this piece. I think this was entered into the ordnance category, I believe. I believe this was entered into the ordnance category by Kara, and I thought it was lovely. I think the color choices are good. It's really pleasing to the eye. When you first look at it, you're like smacked with color. Obviously, the top with the free-handed design across the top, and all that stuff. I think it's lovely. The gradient kind of red and oranges that it kind of blends into, where it has like this orange down here with the reddish orange. Same thing with the doors and the windowsills, kind of like a yellowy, kind of almost matches my shirt a little bit. This kind of mustardy, orangish yellow. I also like the choice of making the spokes blue, like the spokes down here, blue, to kind of match with the tie to the roof. It's an Adventurer's mobile base available at the Gnome Depot. Thank you, Kirst. And then, I believe this is what Valendar was talking about earlier. So this was Kara Curley. She was talking about how she had a goal to paint a lot of the Victus miniatures by a certain time, and she used a lot of Reaper paints for this. And she took a big old screenshot and laid out all the models that she had been painting for Victus. So this is just kind of all the stuff that she's been doing. It's kind of hard to show them all off. It's just too much. Too much stuff, especially when you start to pan over. You can start to see there's a bunch. Kara's been Kara's been slamming it. She's been painting a lot. So, who knows? Maybe we can get her on a show over here in Reaper. I know she lives really close. So, somebody clip this and send it to Kara. Next, we have Mateo. Mateo working on Romag Davil, the thief. Let me go back one more time. Romag Davil, lovely rogue. This one stuck out to me because of the kind of the orange and blue. Maybe we're just orange boys and girls today. So, since I'm wearing this kind of yellowy orange shirt, maybe I was attracted to this color recently. But I know people really love this model. I do too. I think it might be a great model for the paint and take, particularly because of the big flat surfaces. Obviously, he has his hood and his cape that goes all the way down. So I think that'd be a good surface area to paint, as well as the armor and stuff. Kind of, you can paint it whatever you want. Black leather, whatever you want. Brown leather. So I think that'd be sick. Here's a different angle as well. I just love that he has like a hidden little red pouch right here. Boop, right there. Hidden behind his thing. He's like, yo, you want some coins? Oh, this one. So there's two different angles of this one. This was Scott Fitch's. Scott did this, and it's an arcane ranger, like a arcane ranger. And normally this character has a different weapon in this hand right here. And so they did a weapon swap and added this kind of ritual kind of swirly dagger, and it's an arcane ranger. This pose is really nice. Obviously a lovely pose. Really popular to have your character in some kind of action pose, and I think that this one is lovely. But I also like the addition of making it an arcane ranger, just because me personally, I like the idea of an arcane ranger, kind of imbuing your arrows with elements and things like that. I think that's very fun. Oh. So shout out to that. Another quintessential ranger. This one's really good. This one is done by Steve Dean. Obviously, this one is a very fun one to paint. There's a lot of different textures, a lot of different clothes that he's wearing, where he has his cape, he has his kind of overcoat and his undergarments there, his gloves, just a lot of stuff to paint between scroll, book, dagger, pouch, things like that. So this one's very fun, I think. It's a good practice in painting like accessories and multiple tiny objects around the waist and things like that. But traveling wizard. Good job, Steve. Also, look at those eyes. Those eyes look really good. Let's see if we can get all up in there. Look at that. Look at those eyes. It's like he's staring at me. It's cute. Look at that. You gotta get a little tiny brush to get inside that brim of that hat. So. Ooh, good job, Steve. This is Heiko Fisher doing this ranger. Another one of those kind of similar action poses, but this one they added a bowstring. I know a lot of people like to do this, adding a bowstring to their miniatures, just because it's not really feasible for us. You can't really cast something this thin and small. I could for sure make a bow with a string on it that you could cast, but the bowstring would have to be really thick. And that just doesn't probably look realistic. Unless it's kind of like a bigger model and you upscale it, then it would look fine. But if it's something this size and you see like a big, thick bowstring that's attached, it's just better to do this, I think, on this scale. But this one's also really lovely because of the gradient from green to yellow. Super lovely, kind of earthen colors there. This one, Angela Nesbitt. You guys might have seen this one rotating around the Facebook page. This one's awesome. This was one of the axolotls from Bones 5. The axolotl kind of thief, ranger-esque type mob, or PC. It's kind of reminiscent of Kurt the Swift. Kurt the Swift model had that little tri-grappling hook that he would carry, and this is kind of in that same vein, kind of carrying that tri-grappling hook. Nice stippling on the forehead there to give it that pattern. nice golden eyes with the light showing which direction it's looking, stippling across the blue parts of the axolotl as well, and along the tail, especially the frills with the pink matching the frills of the head. I think this is a good, nice, solid paint job for the axolotls. That's an old one. Oh, these are all old. I haven't deleted these yet. But there we go. There's some good paint jobs. Join us next week when we look at more. Okay, now, chat, I want to talk about, let's show off some ReaperCon stuff. So we confirmed probably this is what the vendors are going to look like, the vendor kind of area booth sections. Let me blow this up real quick. So it's, I'll go to the other side once I get there. But, so if you come to ReaperCon before, so everything on that side is the main hall. So on this side, all the way over there is the main hall, and then you would enter into the vendor hall right here. And so you would come in, and then now this is going to be kind of the new layout. It's very NASCAR, if I had to say so myself. Hold on, I'm trying to get a good angle. It's not in a good spot. One second. So we'll do this. There we go. So you're going to enter in here, and then you're just going to kind of NASCAR your way around in a circle. And then, yeah, because if you guys remember, in ReaperCon last year, across the bottom here, there was a bunch of booths along this wall here, and then obviously on the north wall as well. So up here. So across the top, there was booths all this way. And so now we've opened up both entrances. So at the top right here, and then at the bottom right here. So we've opened that up. And just for your reference, the purple squares are not going to be there. So those will be gone. So just imagine that they're not there. So you're going to have this huge open area right here to enter into the vendor hall. And bright side of this is that we've added 2 more booths. So we kind of rearranged everything, and we were able to add 2 more booth spaces. So now we're going to have 2 more available booths for people to look at. All right, let's go back. So I wanted to show you guys what it's going to look like when you come to ReaperCon. Whoop. There we go. We'll just do that. It's just easier for me to stand over here and do that for you guys. So let's say you come to ReaperCon and you get your badges and you're going to start looking for events. So this is what the event page is going to look like. Let me blow it up a little bit. So you'll be able to see that it says, you know, the name, the event type, what time it starts, all the normal stuff that you would normally see. Also, what's available is how many tickets are available, like right here. That's what it's going to look like. Shows you what room it's in and the host. So this is a test class that was provided to us by Bryce Kokenauer. You can see the name at the very end. But the cool thing with this is that you'll be able to control what you see. So if you don't want to see the host or what room it's in or the duration and things like that, then it'll show you just all the information that you want. So right now it's only showing me those 4, but I want to see who hosts it, I want to see what room it's in, and I want to see the duration. So you'll be able to customize kind of what you want to see in this area. And this whole thing is going to have all the events, all the classes, all the games, and then you can sort by what it's going to be. Class, event, or game are going to be the 3 categories. And you'll be able to look for like the meet and greet, the costume contest, tours, hobby hijinks, all that stuff. All that stuff will be here. Do I know when tickets go on sale? I do not, but we will give you plenty of warning when that happens. But I'm just kind of showing you kind of what to expect. So let me log out and show you what it's going to look like from y'all's perspective, because I have a test account. There we go. So I have a test account that's going to test everything out. So we'll go attend events, and we'll click on Beginner Blending with Bryce Kokenauer. So this is what it's going to look like for you. It's going to have the name of the class, the description, if you want to read through that, but also all the information that you're going to need for that class is available for you right here. So it's going to have the event number, what ages can participate, how many tickets there are, all that stuff. And then more importantly, in the past, we never had these options shown to the public, but with this new tabletop software, we're able to kind of easily show it for you. So he indicated that for this class, the brush control class, you need basic brush control. And then if you don't know what that is, there's a small little definition right underneath it. So kind of gives you a kind of a generic base description of what basic brush control is. And then obviously it says right here, this is an important one that I added this year. It says, do students need any of their own supplies? So I added this question just in case teachers want to use it. If not, then it'll just won't show up for you if they choose not to put anything there. But Bryce indicated that you need to bring your own number 2 and number 1 brush. Or was it 0? I can't read. Number 1 or number 2. So you need to look at that section if you need to bring your own supplies. Most classes don't ask for you to bring their own supplies. It's just, I added that option just in case. And then another cool thing is that right here at the very bottom it says message host. So whenever you get this class or you add it to your badge or anything like that, you can always come back to the class and you can always message the host. So if you have a good question or if something happens, you can always message the host. The host can message you as well. So another cool thing, maybe a month before the class, if any teachers want to send out any PDFs or anything like that, you'll be able to, the teacher will be able to send out a big mass email to all the people in their class. So if something changes with the class or something like that, they'll be able to do it. So when I clicked on the class, and what you're going to be able to do is right here it says get tickets for John Tours. So this is my test class. So whenever you have your badge, it'll show up right here. And it'll show you, like for instance, mine says badge number 8. So this is badge number 8. And all you have to do is click that, and it'll add it to that badge. And as soon as you do that, it takes it away from the available pool. But the cool thing about this feature is that, let's say you're a family, and you buy one for your significant other, like a badge, and then you buy one for you buy a badge for your kid. So that way, now you have 3 badges assigned to your account. Let's say it's 8, 9, and 10. If you wanted to, you could take a beginner blending class and you could add it to any one of those badges, or all 3 of those badges, and it will just apply it to that badge. So whenever they come to registration or things like that, we can look up your badge number, like for instance, badge number 8, then it'll print out all the tickets, and now all your stuff, all your class stuff will be printed for you at ReaperCon. So I think that is sweet. I think that's about it for that. But what do you guys think of the color scheme? I'm not too sold on it yet. I can experiment with it a little bit more for the scheme and stuff, but right now you can see we kind of have this blue background with the important links and stuff are red. I don't know if I like it 100%, but I can mess around with it a little bit more and change kind of what it should be. But this is just kind of what I landed on so far, just because I think it's easy to read and kind of easy to understand. Let's see. So all the hotels, you guys will be able to see this as well. So I updated all of these. These are all hyperlinked, so if you click on them, it'll take you to the hotel links and the booking links. Volunteer shifts are going to be amazing. So all the volunteer shifts will be done through this as well. Ah, it's so cool. News, so all the big news and stuff will come on here. I'll be able to blast it to certain badges. 2 blue for you, Kodiak? Dang. Maybe next week we can experiment with a little bit more color schemes. Hey, Jacob Jansen, what's up? Are you coming to ReaperCon? Are you going to have a booth this year at ReaperCon, Jacob? Ooh. I think that's it for me. You like my secret notes for ReaperCon title? I changed that to my secret notes for ReaperCon. Ba, ba, ba. Let's see who's on Twitch right now. Let's find out. We paused it on us, so we'll see what's going on. We did this last week just to see who's. Oh, Monument's on. Studio J7, Moco Made, Michael Bryan, Kana. Oh, Justin, I gotta show you this guy. I'll show you in a second.
Okay. Are we rating him?
No. I mean, we might, if you guys want to. But I found this guy. Oh, he doesn't have his camera on. I'm so sad. I'm not rating him because he doesn't have his camera on. So this guy's name is Paladin McScoob. This guy right here. He streams action RPGs like Path of Exile and Diablo 2 and stuff. That's what he's playing right now. He's playing Diablo 2. But he dresses up in a Paladin outfit. Like he wears this ring chainmail hood. He wears shoulder pads. And they're like real. So they like clank around and stuff like that. And I joined his stream one day and I asked him why he wore this. And he said to protect his virginity. So, Paladin is hilarious. And I think
by having a 40 AC.
So doesn't have his camera on, so I'm not rating him. Sag, but he was really funny when I first met him. Let's see what Kana made. I think she's sculpting some bards, maybe. Oh, it looks like she's making a violin. We can see what she's doing real quick. So this is Kana. Kana, I think she lives down here in Texas. I think she's a sculptor. She had a booth at ReaperCon last year. Hopefully she comes back this next year. We'll be opening up vendor submissions soon, but we'll reach out to her and see if she's coming back. But looks like she's making a violin right now, using some topology, some Z remeshing for ZBrush. South of Denton, nice, Zachariah. But yeah, also like her stream setup. Obviously, sculpting is really conducive to having your camera and stuff down here at the bottom. I know most sculptors, when they're using ZBrush, their camera goes down here. It's a little weird that she has her chat covering all of her settings and all of her tools and stuff, but I think that's fine. Some people, that's just kind of whatever. But everything else, I mean, it's just kind of it's a nice layout. The main thing that you want to see is obviously what you're sculpting. It looks like she's pausing right now, but it looks like she's getting the kind of the rough shape of the violin all shaped out. So shout out to Kana. Hey, look, there's us. We're on. Art of Mike Disney's on. We rated him last week. Noman School. It looks like they're sculpting as well. Monument. Let's see what they're doing. They're doing their March 3rd House of Pro Acryl. Justin, we talked about this setup last week too. I said I kind of liked this. I think his camera's a little small down here. He's kind of like almost non-existent, but obviously you're showing this off. This is what you're mainly doing. Right. But I do like that he kind of lives in this kind of window down there at the bottom, the monument window. So this is pretty sick. And then obviously you can't see it, but my laptop's in the way. But he has the box is in the way. He has his palette down here, palette cam, in the corner. So shout out to Monument. Looks like he's looking at some Discord submissions, people's whips and paint jobs in the Discord. Studio J. Let's see what Studio J7's doing. We talked about his stuff last week too. I like his cameras and stuff. Obviously, his bit goals and stuff right behind me along here. You can see his donation goals, his sub goals with a nice progress bar. But I love his studio. So like his angle makes the studio look really big, kind of goes far back. Nice angle. Obviously, you can see everything that he's working on. Everything's all kind of laid out. Pretty sick. I like his layout a lot. See if anybody else interesting is doing anything. I don't think so. Who should we raid? Chat?
Yeah, that's a great question. Who should we raid?
I don't know. We could go to art. We could do Kana.
Mm-hmm.
We could raid Kana.
Let's do that then.
I'm down with raiding Kana. So. Oh. Are you gonna do it?
No, you can do it.
Okay.
You got it set up, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Absolutely.
So /raid. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I don't know if anybody's doing anything interesting. What am I doing this weekend? I'm not doing anything really.
I have a 4-year-old's birthday party to go to. At main event.
Oh snap! You're gonna push all those kids over and roll some. You haven't been bowling in a while, have you?
I'm
You used
about to
be really
beat
good.
the snot out of some 4-year-olds at bowling.
Yeah. Justin used to
Yeah.
be really good at bowling.
Decent. It was decent at bowling,
Decent.
yes. I was good in our friend group. I would
Yeah.
say, in terms of the national average, I was probably average at best.
So yeah, I'm not doing anything. I might clean my whole garage out. Who knows? But yeah. Don't forget to pay your mortgage if you haven't paid your mortgage or your rent. It is the 3rd. And next week we should have a lot more information. I'll be pushing the quarterly paint contest. I'll be pushing that a lot next week. So get ready to be annoyed by it. We'll be back on Monday with old Ann in the morning and Rhonda in the afternoon. But yeah, there it is. We're gonna raid Kana. And ask her. Don't ask her anything. Just say Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday and much love from the Reaper community.
We did it. And then we'll see you guys later once the raid goes through. But
thank you, folks, very much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Monday.
Ta-da.